Hey guys, you know what today, or if you're watching this, what yesterday was? It was 9909, which means Beatles Rock Band came out. And I don't know if most of you have a PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, or a Wii. I do not, so I'm not able to play it, but this video is going to be about the Beatles. I have here with me the second vinyl I've ever bought, which is The Magical Mystery Tour. Oh, that's side 2. Side 1. Rhonda, I'm doing exactly what you said. It's sitting up in the top of my closet and not laying down or not in a hot place. In elementary school, we always had to do who was your favorite person, what was your favorite musician, blah 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 blah. My favorite person in elementary school was George Washington Carver because he invented the peanut, or he invented peanut butter, sorry. And my favorite band, I could not think of anything because at the time, in elementary school, I don't pay attention to music in elementary school. I listen to whatever my parents listen to. But my friend Christina had told me about the Beatles, and so I would be like, oh, I'm gonna do it on the Beatles, and then I would do my little project on the Beatles. And one of these projects we had to do was, if we could go back and change one thing in history, what would we change? Just one thing, could not be anything major like, oh, I would give world peace or anything, but it had to be an event that had occurred that you would stop. I wrote mine on, I wish I could have saved John Lennon. So I don't have it, like, I think it got ruined in a house fire I had. Yeah, so, but here are the facts of the Beatles. Their first album was Please Please Me, which came out in the UK March 22nd, 1963. The Beatles had on their vinyl 7 tracks on each side, which was unusual for American artists who had their vinyls, who only had about 5 or 6 on each side, maybe. The popular, I think, was 5 or 4, but the most was 6, and the Beatles set the bar higher with 7 on each. So, oh, and it was recorded September 11th, which is a couple of days from now, in 1962. So it was recorded in 1962 in September and released in March of 63. Let's see. John Lennon, he was born October 6th, 1940 in Liverpool, England. And on December 8th, 1990, unfortunately, he was shot and killed. I did, like I said, my project on That's What I Would Stop, if I could go back in time. Ooh, haha. I don't know. I really appreciate John Lennon. A lot of his lyrics were really good. His voice was amazing. His ideas and some of his he was just an all-around awesome person, and it was way too soon for him to be gone. One of the most brilliant minds ever. So, I believe. That's just a personal opinion. The second oldest is James Paul McCartney, as he was born June 18th, 1942. He is still very alive and kicking. Has had tremendous success. His other band, The Wings, and his own, solo career has done very well and has had, unfortunately, some divorces. Which, better off without, The middle child would be George Harrison, who, again, I don't know why Paul McCartney, I only knew his middle name and nobody else's middle name was listed. But George Harrison was born February 25th, 1943, and unfortunately died on November 29th, 2001, when he lost his battle with cancer. So another great person had to die of an unfortunate disease. Richard Starkey? Ringo Starr. And he was born July 7th, 1940. He is the oldest. Yes, he is. So I guess, no, George Harrison is the baby of the group. Ooh, I got that wrong. I thought I put it in chronological order in my paper. I'm so wrong. But Ringo Starr is the oldest, and he's alive and kicking as well. He's got some pretty successful career, you know, with his solo stuff and everything. He's done real well. Penny Lane. There's a street in Liverpool called Penny Lane that, obviously the song was titled after, but in Liverpool, the sign for Penny Lane has been stolen so many times and such regularly. Like, they keep putting it up and it's been taken, stolen, put it up, stolen, put up, stolen, that they have resorted to painting the name on the sides of the buildings instead of actually having signs. So I thought that was neat. And also the Abbey Road sign has been stolen quite often, quite often. Eleanor Rigby is probably one of, because I didn't really look about the songs that were most recorded, but Eleanor Rigby was recorded 200 times by various artists who redid it and whatnot, and two of the most famous were Diana Ross and the Supremes, I guess was their name. Diana Ross. I just wrote Diana Ross down. And Ray Charles also did Eleanor Rigby. I thought it was really cool. 200 times. That's amazing. Their best-selling album, I looked it up online, is actually not the one that sold the most, or not the one that was most popular, but it did sell the most. It didn't spend as much time on #1 as other ones, but it was the best-selling one is the White Album, which they were going to originally title Dollhouse, or Music Dollhouse, and then this UK band called Family released a album called The Dollhouse of Music or something, and they were like, nope, we're just not going to have a title, and so they just called it the Beatles, The White Album. It debuted in the UK at #1 in 1968. It stayed there for 7 weeks. It dropped a little bit over time, and in total on the UK charts it spent 24 weeks. And by the unpopular part, I'm talking about the Sgt. Pepper's album spent 200 weeks on the UK charts. But over here in America, it debuted at 11, then rocketed up to 2 on the second week, and on the third week, it went to #1, and it spent 155 weeks on the Billboard's Top 100. It went 19 times platinum. Whew. And as of right now in the US, it is the 10th best-selling album of all time. So it's #10. That's amazing.
Okay, put the red lights off. This is Johnny Rhythm just saying good night to you all, and God bless you.